Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Cigars and Everything Else podcast. This is episode 4. My name is Jared, and I'd like to thank you for tuning in today. With that being said, today's episode will be discussing different shifts in social culture and entertainment. And along with that, we discuss the movie theater experience and will it ever be the same for those of us who are a little older and may have a fond memory of it. Also, we discuss Humidor Upkeep and different cigars accessories that you may have in your stash or be looking to go ahead and upgrade and get you a few extra. Also, how should you ambassador new cigar smokers into cigar smoking? Bring them into the culture. What's the proper way to do so? Hey, I'm not going to hold you any longer. We're going to go ahead and get into today's episode. Got my co-host with me, Denzel.
Yeah.
All right. And today we will be getting into our next episode of the podcast. Today I'll be smoking on a Joya de Nicaragua Antonio, 1970.
Okay. Man, you always pick up these cigars. That's a mouthful, man.
Yeah.
I like to stick with what I know, what I can pronounce.
What you got?
So I'm smoking one of my favorites. A brand that's like really been growing on me over the last couple of years. It's my father's. I got the Judge. My father's a Judge. We're gonna like that one up, Robusto.
All right. I know that's gonna be a winner.
Yeah. One of my favorites.
What you got to drink with it?
Oh man, we rocking some Jameson today.
Ooh, look at you. Let me tell you what I did. I thought about last week's episode, and I said, let me go and get me some iced coffee. So that's what I'm drinking. I'm pairing mine with some iced coffee.
There we go. Look, I was on that wave. I was really thinking about a cold brew, but it's that weekend vibes and a long week. We're gonna take the edge off. So I was like, hey, let's go ahead and go with that Jameson today.
Understood. I'm punching.
I ain't going with the punch.
What kind of cut you rocking with today?
Straight cut. But got a little switcher from what I'm used to though. For some reason I've been in love with box press cigars. Don't know what it's been or why, but box press has been my go-to. It's something I've been gravitating towards over the recent years. Like just more and more, I find myself picking up a box press. But going with a regular ring gauge, you know what I'm saying? So going back to the original.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and light up and get into the show then.
Let's do it.
Now, with that being said, my weekend started recording the show today on Saturday. Yesterday, I took my son to go see the premiere of Paw Patrol, my 5-year-old son. So, let me tell you what I learned throughout that process. I learned that the movies is a lot more expensive than I remember it being. My 5-year-old son, taking him out on a quote-unquote date, right? It cost me about $50-some, right?
For just two movie tickets.
Two movie tickets.
You and your 5-year-old.
Me and a 5-year-old, a slushie, and a bag of M&Ms.
$52.
I think it was 52, if I remember correct. It was low 50s.
Low 50s. And that's it.
That's it. My 5-year-old, me, a bag of M&Ms,
and a slushie,
and a cherry slushie.
Man,
it was delicious, but
not for that.
I didn't get $50. I didn't get no popcorn or nothing else to come with it. Now,
back in our day,
I'm saying this to say, I'm not even going to jump on the price of it entirely. That ain't my entire point behind saying it. But I kind of want to ask you, a lot of people, and especially with the emergence of this whole AMC and the short squeeze everybody's been excited about. If you follow stocks, you know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of people have been saying that the movie theaters are dead. There's no such thing as a short squeeze because it's overvalued. Right. Movies are gone. The theater experience is gone. In your opinion, is the theater experience dead? And if it
is still any possibility or any way they can bring it back to life?
Man,
Or will it always be a part of culture?
that's a loaded question. A lot of layers, honestly. Coming from our generation, you know what I'm saying? We 80s babies. So we grew up with the culture of going to the movie theater and that being an experience. We grew up in the blockbuster age, going to the blockbuster and picking out a movie on the weekend. That was an experience. But now everything is so accessible, comes right to your TV. And then movies, like, you don't have to wait the time for them to come out on DVD. Everything's right to your TV, right to Netflix. And everybody's having that at-home experience. You got the projectors at home. Everybody got the big TVs. It's not as expensive as it used to be. When a 75-inch TV used to run you about $5,000, now it run you about $800. It's more accessible to have that experience in the home.
Right.
And then you're not paying that kind of price. So it's raising those prices up for the people who do want to go. So is it completely dead? Not for me, from my standpoint, because to me it's still the experience. Going in, smelling the popcorn, having your seat, all the surround sound, the big boom, the previews, getting into your movie, the whole experience of it. I can't say it's dead, but now we have this generation of I want it now, I want it right now. Everything's coming right to their home,
Okay, so it's not dead, but would you say it'll never be the same? Which most industries nowadays
it'll never be the same. It'll never be the same because the way we live now, with everything being so accessible, I don't see seats being filled up the way they were filled up once before, and then the whole pandemic just kind of made people more homebodies than anything else before. So now everybody's like, man, this whole home life is so convenient.
Yeah. To touch on that now, it was a full house in there last night.
Was it?
And
okay.
Yeah. So we wanted to go to the 6:30 show, and that was pretty much sold out except for a few seats. And as I was checking out a seat to get my seat, that got bought up before I could finish checking out the seats.
Okay. Well, to be fair, I haven't been to a movie theater since the pandemic started. So, that was just a thought. I didn't even think that movie theaters sell out like they were. Because I remember back in the day, you used to show up to a movie theater, tickets sold out. Next show sold out. Next show sold out.
Yeah.
That's actually.
I'm not saying that to say that it's not affected. It's clearly been affected. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't as bad as, I guess, that night didn't look as bad as one would think. But I'll say this. I don't know exactly what they could do to bring a little bit of the luster back to it. You know what I mean? Like, how do you get the young generation excited about it when everybody's excited about Netflix and the convenience of it coming out at home? HBO Max getting the movie the same day the theaters get, and then you can make an event of it at home.
Right.
So I don't know how to make it exciting to them. Maybe this is my thought. Maybe your AMCs and theaters, they need to start marketing to the generation who appreciates it, who comes from that cloth.
Yeah, you have to. You have to know who's your target audience, who's still coming to patronize your venues, and just cater to them. Like the movie theaters that serve you the food and everything, got the recliner seats, they give you that home experience in a movie theater.
Yeah, that's important. They did that. That's a great step that theaters did. I would say wouldn't hurt to have Throwback Thursdays. And you just charge, $5 to come to the movie theater and watch all the stuff we went to the movies to watch as younger people.
Right.
Or the generation before us, where they went.
Quick question.
Fridays have there's always a premiere, but let's say Thursdays, you have a Friday the 13th event, something like that, but
you just
making a bit out of it, cheaper, half off on all food and vending, and everything else,
That'd be dope.
Drink.
Do you remember
people that like movies theaters back to the movie theaters?
Yeah. Even the drive-through would be dope. I think some places still got drive-through. Like they might do that every now and then.
They do. Some places do. Where I'm at, they have drive-thrus out here.
They have one. Back in my day, we used to get hype about going to the dollar movie.
That was the thing.
When was
That's the same concept that I'm saying though. $5 for the movies and whatnot.
No, but when's the last time you seen a dollar movie theater?
It's been a while.
Bring those back.
Bring it back. Bring it back.
Hey, look, we had no problem waiting. How many weeks, months before you can go to the dollar movie? That's that second run movie. Hey, look, we was in there all day. Get that dollar ticket, get that $2 popcorn, $2 soda. We was rolling $5 in. So, you know what I'm saying? You know.
Right.
Go back to that.
I think all of that would help it, you know, because it's a dying industry. If you don't do something, I mean, how else is it gonna survive? Like when you have all these, like you don't want to become Blockbuster. You mentioned Blockbuster earlier.
Yeah,
it's still the movie industry. Eventually, they'll become Blockbuster if they don't start finding some innovations. You know what I mean? Like, and I think you're gonna have to start catering to that crowd. Man. I like the idea of having old school movies in the theater. You know, a lot of the stuff they have in there, I don't care about 70% of the movies you putting out.
You're right.
I'll have a combination of the two.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of movies that can be targeted just towards Netflix and not even have to bother with the movie theater, still do great. And then, because that audience that you're targeting to, they're not even looking at the movie theater. But, yeah, you got a good point, man.
Yeah, I don't think it has to be dead like Wall Street saying. You know what I'm saying? But
no. It's a way they can bring it back, but it takes that innovation. Same thing, like you said, with like how you look at how things transition from there being a movie theater and then there being a Blockbuster, and then came along Redbox, and then Redbox got kicked by Netflix. Well, no, actually it was Netflix, and then Redbox came along, kind of kicked Netflix, and then Netflix went back and revamped, and they started kicking Redbox.
Right.
Because I remember like back in the day, what Netflix used to have to put the DVD in, send it out, order another DVD, get it sent out to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then Redbox came. You can go to the Redbox, pick up your DVD right then and there, take it right back to the box.
Right.
And Netflix,
is there any way to bring arcades back? Or is arcade done?
Was
arcade?
Arcade? Oh, no, arcade. Yeah, arcade. I don't bring it back. I don't think arcade.
I mean, not like Dave and Buster's. I mean, like the way you and I used to do arcades, and it used to be a thing before you had the internet to go play with your friend. Like,
yeah.
I mean, Mortal Kombat come out and we lined up to get it in, like that, that type of arcade. Like, can that come back? Can that be renovated?
I think it can. I mean, maybe I'm speaking from my standpoint. We got to put ourselves in the younger generation's mind frame. Like, would they be excited about something like that? I think so. But because the community is not the same as it used to be. Kids are putting on their headphones. I mean, they still play collectively as a group, but everybody's online, doing their online gaming. It's the same concept of how we used to go to the arcade. That was our online gaming back in the day. But maybe if you can come up with a cool concept to bring that back, it can come back. Like, I'd be excited about it.
So what if they had the same games that they have for online gaming, but the arcades allow online gaming? So now you can have a place to meet up with your friends, but still play. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Still have that element that kids look forward to.
Yeah. I think that would be dope. That would be dope. That way you bring the arcade back. That way you can bring the arcade back.
I mean, you know, there's no such thing as an original idea. Everybody's just flipping other people's ideas anyway. Yeah, so,
recycling and revamping.
Yeah.
But I think, like, it's a lot of competition with that. Honestly, it's really, in my opinion, that stay-at-home mentality that we have nowadays, or that the younger generation has nowadays. You know, it's more of a stay-at-home mentality. You know, so I see with a lot of kids in my community, we just really had that stay-at-home mentality.
How much of that is parenting? Where the parents are a little more afraid to let the kids kind of go?
A lot. Actually, a lot. Because from my standpoint, I'm more afraid to let my kids go 2 blocks over, you know?
Right.
It's so much accessibility to our children, too much accessibility for our children to the outside world that we didn't have to worry about. I remember back in our day, we used to go out, especially summertime. In the morning, we would come back home until the street lights came on. Yeah. Sometimes even later. But the parents, I think, weren't worried about it. They
Nah,
didn't
parents didn't worry about it. You could go.
Yeah, we would go miles away
No
to the
fail.
arcade, to the gym, go hoop at this park, go hooping at this park, exploring this area, out in the woods, doing whatever. Come home with some bumps and bruises, but we came home. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And nowadays, I'm afraid for my kids to go around the block, up the street where I can't see them. They go too far. I'm like, oh, y'all need to come back. I don't even
Right.
want to go out of the line of sight. So a lot of it
And
does.
the concern is legitimate. The concern is legitimate, but that concern is also what has put us in this position where some of socializing has changed now due to it.
Very much so. Very much so.
Yeah. And technology has allowed for the new generation to not even know what they're missing. So they're cool.
Yeah.
Like
We're cool with it. Like this is just how we live. It's just our way of life. You know. But at the same time, we do have more restraints on our kids as far as pushing them out there in the world, and then they're not used to it. So it's just like, hey, here we are. You know. So we got that more stay-at-home mentality.
Yeah.
Keeping kids alike, like this generation and the next generation. It's just growing into that slowly but surely. You know, you got the whole everything Uber Eats. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even got to go pick up our food no more. Get everything, get our online grocery shopping sent to the house.
It's true. It's true. I'm guilty of it myself. I don't even want to talk to nobody at the store when I go to the store. Like I see the person, the cashier by themselves just waiting. I'll go stand in line and wait to go check myself out. You know?
Yeah. Like, I'm not going to find myself with you. I'm going to go over here.
I don't want to small talk, man. Let me go.
So now that brings up another layer of question. How do you see socialization happening or evolving over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years? That interaction.
It's in trouble. I'm gonna say that it's in trouble, and it's in trouble. This pandemic didn't help it at all because we are like throughout the pandemic. I'm sure you noticed yourself just walking down the street, like not in a store, just down the street on the sidewalk, and people giving you 10 feet, like just
yeah.
When that becomes the norm and humanity, a certain degree of humanity is lost, and then you already got kids playing games, shooting each other, and you know what I'm saying, and not really understanding that's a human is dying in the video. You know what I mean? Like it's that all of those things affect your perception of humanity. And I think at some point it's killing socialization. It is, because we're all getting comfortable not looking each other in the face because you got masks on. We're getting comfortable not having conversations with one another. And I'm the same way. So
and that's weird. Now let's bring the mask thing into it. You know what I'm saying? The more and more people are getting comfortable with wearing masks, now we're creating this enormous bubble between people, that personalization. Like you can't even walk by and give somebody a smile anymore, and they, you know what I'm saying, and they're receptive to it. I've had issues with
myself smiling in my mask sometimes, and I'm like, why did I smile? They don't know I smiled at them.
I was gonna say the exact same thing. Like, I'm at work, we wear, you know what I'm saying, you have to have the mask on in the hospital at all times, right? And I'm the type of person when I walk by everybody I see, I like to make eye contact, smile, say hey. You know how you do that whisper hey? I do that with my mask on. You can't see me saying hey. You know what I'm saying? But I still do it. So, but that takes away that interaction. That friendly interaction with a stranger. I don't know you, but I'm gonna speak to you and say good morning, and say hey. You know what I'm saying? A nice hey, polite hey, a smile or whatever. As I'm passing by, now it's almost obviously like now I get to the point to where why am I even gonna look at you? Because me looking at you doesn't really do anything. I just see you.
You don't know. A lot of times people can't read your eyes. Some people can, but most people can't. They don't know unless my eyebrows is up like this because I'm mad at you. You don't know what I'm feeling.
Yeah. So like that's creating even more separation between that socialization. That's crazy. All
this needs to be implanted now at this point. So even if, say for instance, once this all blows over and things get back to normal a little bit, the seed is still planted.
But would it go back to normal?
We can only hope. I'm being optimistic about it, but I don't know. I really don't know for real. Like all you gotta do is roll a new strand out again, and then we're
I mean, like the longer this thing goes, the more used to it. Just like even over the last year and a half, think about all the things we got used to.
Right.
And then if it goes even longer than that, it's just going to become the norm, more and more and more so the norm, and more uncomfortable to do what the normal thing was 2-3 years ago. You know, it's just going to seem weird to do the normal thing. And it's going to seem normal to do what we looked at as weird 5, 10, 15 years ago, especially, you know what I'm saying? Like the Southern hospitality thing is almost going out the window now because you can't do it. You know, people don't want to be close. You can't have that interaction. That was the normal thing back, you know what I'm saying, throughout all these years. And now going forward, you don't know what we're going to get.
It's true, man. And you bring up a good point because I'm a believer in if you do something for a year, that's your new norm.
It's your new norm. Yeah.
New norm. You know, like, and I've said that to people. If you do something for a year and you think you're going back to the way you did it the year before that, no. You've been doing it for 365 days. Like, that is what your life is set up to do now. This is your routine from here on. You need to accept it.
Yeah, like
so
what's that saying about
thinking about it.
Yeah. Like that saying about creating habits, or how long it takes to actually create a habit. It's less than a year. They say like
21 days, I think.
Something like that. Yeah, something short. Just to create a habit. Now to create a lifestyle, 365, you created a whole nother type of lifestyle now.
Right.
You know, you're embedded in it. Right. Yeah. Just look at how music's changed and how we receive our music. Like, matter of fact, I was thinking about this a couple of days ago. I listened to the radio, and they were talking about Kanye West and his Donda project, right? And like, man, he keeps moving today. Like, when's he gonna finally release it? This and this and that. Think about how we've gotten used to artists dropping music. When Beyonce dropped what's the album she dropped like 8 years ago? The one that she dropped just out the blue. It was like one of the first times anybody ever just dropped the album out the blue. And it just showed up, oh, there's an album, it's a new album out. Now look at how many people do that now. You find out about an album like either the day it drops or the day before it drops. Oh, so-and-so is about to drop an album tomorrow.
Nobody has a release date anymore.
And nobody has a release date. But back in the day, you used to have, 2, 3, 4, 5 months rollout of expecting this album to come. Oh, this person's album's coming. This album's coming. Biggie's album's coming.
A lot of momentum, a lot of radio interviews, the whole process.
Right. And now you hear about Kanye West's album coming out, and now like this ain't like what's going on? It's weird to have somebody wait for your album to come out after you announce you got an album coming. You know?
Yeah.
Just think about that, like how that normal's changed. Now we're expecting artists just to go ahead and just drop it. Like, don't tell me about it. Just go ahead and drop it.
The moment it's done getting mixed and mastered, it's like, all right,
right off the board.
I ain't ready to put it out, man. What we waiting for? Like, it's crazy, man. That's a good point, man. It's crazy.
That's how norms are slowly shifting. Yeah, man.
When it's the new norm, you get left behind quickly. Me and my aunt was talking about that today, how quick you can get left behind in society. Like, it does not take very long. Like, she was saying about how she was taking care of her parents before they passed away. She was just talking about the time she had spent with them. And after like a year, she was trying to go back to school, and the school she was going to attempt to go to, she got lost on the way going to it. She had already taken classes there previously. But she had landmarks that she kind of knew to get there. Tore those landmarks down, redid the highway. She said she felt like crying when she actually got to where she was at, because she realized the moment. She realized, wow, life has changed on me that much, and I'm behind. It wasn't just a wow, they changed this area. She actually understood how fast time was moving and how she was falling behind in that year's time.
Things move quick. You don't stay on top of things. Things move quick.
Like you hear people talk about going to prison and then getting out and everybody dressing different.
Yeah.
Imagine if you went to prison now, like, and came back in a year.
And the way how quickly things move now versus how they move. You know what I'm saying? 20, 30, 40 years
in the
ago.
90s, you would have came back and things would have been the same.
You do 10 years, not too much has changed. Things have shifted, of course, but now you lose 5, you lose a year. Everything's different. Come back matter of fact, Speaking of like talking about landmarks with your homegirl and everything, and going into places and seeing things being different. We recently went back to the last duty station I was at, and went to some areas. I only been gone a year. I'm like, everything, like not everything, but a lot of things look totally different. I go into places in my neighborhood, and I walk in, and I'm like, when did all this change? I literally only been gone for 6 months. You know what I'm saying? And you just feel weird. You feel displaced. Like you feel easily displaced really quick. Or you got to even burn.
Yeah, it wasn't entirely for you, but yeah.
We ain't gonna talk about mine. You know I'm notorious for a bad, uneven. I'm always correcting it.
Yeah, and for those who will get to see that, you get to start laughing at this going forward.
I always got that uneven burn.
Yeah. Speaking of, what's up with your first portion of your cigar here?
Hey man, this is my classic right here. Honestly, like it's what it is. No pepper, no bite. Like it has a bold flavor, of course, a bold tobacco flavor, but that's to be expected with this the Judge. But even nice and smooth. And then what I'm used to, by the time I get to my second, third, everything's mellowing out. You start getting those cocoa tastes, and hey, still no bite all the way through. That's what I'm used to getting with my fathers. And that's what's actually drawn me to the brand more so than anything. Like out of all the cigars I've smoked so far, and this is me bigging them up, most consistent. You know, sometimes you pick up a cigar and you know what you're used to as it transitions to each cigar, and sometimes you might pick up and it's like, this is not what I remember was. You know, this is not like the last cigar, but usually with my fathers, I get consistency, like with each one. I like the Opulent, the Judge, couple other ones I can't think of right now, but always consistent with these.
Right. Now they're a good brand. I rock with my fathers a lot.
Yeah. So what's up with yours? The unpronounceable.
the Antonio 1970. The Antonio. So the Antonio 1970. I'm sorry if I'm offensive to anybody. Don't mind me.
And we just trying.
Yeah, I'm just a podcaster, man. Trying to make it. So this is very creamy, man.
Okay.
Very, very creamy smoke, man. I like it. Real smooth so far. Real chill. It's not a whole lot going on as far as like flavors outside of that. It's just got a real smooth creaminess to it so far.
Right. So let me ask you: have you smoked that cigar or that brand before?
Mm-mm.
First time.
Well, I think I have had Hoya de Nicaragua before. I can't recall which one, but I haven't had this Antonio 1970.
Okay.
I feel like I had one in the humidor and I let it go stale and I never got to.
Okay.
So I remember having one around.
You never smoked the stale one, so now you don't have that bad impression.
No. I was smart enough to
say, nah. I'm gonna say their reputation, and I'm not gonna smoke this one because I know it's probably gonna set a bad, Yeah.
I knew it was feeling a little crispy in there. I felt like it was autumn leaves, so I had to go ahead and dispose of that. And I'm sure somebody's upset with me allowing my humidor to get to that point, but it is what it is.
All right, yeah, gotta stay on top of it like that. I'm bad with it too myself, making sure cigars get rotated. Because sometimes I used to get to the point of you smoking what you want to smoke and you know what you got a feeling for. So some of those ones just kind of stay in the back, never get rotated out, and then they just go. And then So let me ask you this question though.
That's a good point, man.
Was that?
No, I got lazy. I got lazy pretty early on, man. When I say early, I mean early in our cigar smoking. Like probably after about a year or two, I stopped paying attention.
Stop
being on top of that like I need to be. You know what I'm saying? Because it's got to be a part of your routine.
Yeah, at least check the humidity levels and everything.
Yeah, and I haven't been consistent like I need to be. Like I check on it at random not just regularly. Like,
is it a time thing or is it a setup thing? How do you feel like as far as like giving your cigars the attention that it needs? Like, what are some roadblocks? You know, for us as cigar smokers, you know, of course, I know I have my personal roadblocks when it comes to really embedding my life into the cigar culture and really giving the attention that it needs or that I would want to. You think it's just an inconvenience thing, or it's like, you know, getting to
it's
cigars?
not, because it don't require that much effort. So it's not even an inconvenience. I don't know, just being irresponsible is the only thing I can think of, because it's not that big of an inconvenience, man. I mean, it requires some time, and it ain't like I don't look at my humidor often. You know what I'm saying? I keep mine in my bedroom on a chest. You know what I'm saying?
So like you see it every day. It's just,
every day I see it. I'm not being, and I just don't check on it as often as I should check on it. It's simple as that. Like, I start thinking about it sometimes, and you know, I'm a parent with new kids, man. I get distracted easily, and you know, to get pulled off, and sometimes I don't get back around to it, and I don't think about getting back around to it until I'm starting to think about when I'm gonna smoke again. And I'm like, gee, man, I forgot to do that.
Right. I feel you on that. Like with me, it was more of an out of sight, out of mind type of thing. Like I know I have my days where I want to go and smoke my cigars and tend to them, but I have mine off. So like if I'm not in that frame of mind in that particular time frame, you know, I don't get to it or make sure that I'm doing what I need to do. You know, so I understand that. And it don't take much time. You know,
it don't require enough work. I'm sorry, aficionados out there. Like,
let them down.
Real,
let them down.
I know some of y'all don't keep y'all humid up either, so I don't want to, you know.
Hey, look, let's keep it honest. Let's keep it honest. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it's like that's just progression as you grow in the cigar culture. You know, get to that time. And I think with me specifically, like if I have that time that I can start to understand, to dedicate to what it is that, you know, I'm getting into when I get to the cigar culture and getting more and more into it and giving it the time that I want to be able to give it. It's just that with me. Like saying, hey, look, I want to get this more time because this is something I love. But
I mean, that's true too. And I don't know. It's something to make time for, man. It's something we can easily make time for. Yeah. I mean, you do love it. You know what I'm saying? We obviously love it. Just hadn't been disciplined with it.
Right. But like I said, I mean, that's good transparency, good honesty, because I'm pretty sure there's several. The same thing, just like you just said that it requires research, you know. Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Have you bought any new accessories lately?
New accessories. I did buy a new humidor. I mean, I don't know if you consider that an accessory, but I guess you can. Been looking at some new ashtrays. Mm-hmm. I want to grow my collection of ashtrays.
Yeah,
you know,
me too.
Like for some reason, I don't know what it is. Like I'm getting into this little ashtray journey and looking at different ashtrays and giving me different vibes with different ashtrays. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is with me right now. I'm just getting weird with that. Looking at a lot of travel cases. Right. That's an important thing too. How you keeping your cigars that you know what I'm saying, out and about or traveling from here to there, stuff that you're gonna throw in your luggage. Definitely have ruined several cigars by not carrying them properly. Just throw them in a plastic bag, put it in my pocket, and boom, ruin cigar. You know what I'm saying? Disrespect to the cigar. Trust me, I know.
Do you have several travel cases?
I got a couple. I got two. I got two travel cases.
I got about 4. I think.
Okay.
I got about 4. I've got this one here. I got a 4 or 5, but I gave one away last year. I gave one away, so I'm down 1 from whatever I had. But
okay,
I always use the same ones though.
Really?
I just got to go to.
Yeah. But I'm looking at getting some big ones because like as I look or seek to travel more often, I want to have as many cigars as gonna get me through. I usually use my pocket case, which only holds like 2 or 3 cigars. You know what I'm saying? That's not gonna get me by for what I want, especially when I'm going on a nice long trip. I want to be able
Oh, how
to.
many you hold?
I got actually I think it holds 2. No, it holds 3. It holds 3. Yeah.
So I actually I might have gave my biggest one away now that I think about it. I got one that could probably, man, it probably holds at least 10. But I gave it away, man.
I never had one that. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I gave it away. It was the older one that I had. Matter of fact, it was the first one I ever bought.
Really?
Yeah, it was the first one I ever bought. And
So did you get it to a new?
I did. I gave it to my brother-in-law. He had just got into cigars, and
Okay.
I went on and gave it to him because that's the routine. Somebody bless you, you bless the next newbie.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely. I mean, that's how I came in the game. I got my first 3-stack humidor, 3-level humidor from an OG in the game when I was brand new to it. You know what I'm saying? I got my big cigar case, nice cigar case. Hey, here you go. So that brings up a question I had too that I actually wanted to pose to you. So, in a scenario, you have a new cigar smoker, someone who's interested in smoking cigars, like maybe they haven't smoked before, and y'all are chilling, pull out your cigars, get ready to smoke. You got 2 of them on you. You got one that's your absolute favorite you was looking forward to smoking. When you went to the one you went to the humidor cigar shop to get, saying this is the one I want. And you get a secondary one, you know what I'm saying, just for kicks, right? Mm-hmm. So you got that who's ready to smoke. You come, hey, I want to try cigars. I think it's something I want to try. Do you give them your favorite cigar, or do you give them sidekick?
No, you give them the good one.
Give them the good one? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
They might waste it, but you bring them in right. You give them a good one. You give them a good one. You take a sidekick. Hopefully they appreciate it. They probably won't. You know what I'm saying? But
right. So then they'll understand that, hey, this is the one I was tired of. This is a good one.
Yeah. Because they don't have no reference point to compare it to. You know what I'm saying? Right. So they won't understand what you did for them, but you did the right thing. You put out good cigar karma. You know what I'm saying? So you get it back.
You get it. It goes back to you. I mean, and that's what was done for me. You know, I've been given great cigars, especially early on, trying to learn this brand, that brand, what cigar is good, what do I like. And I agree with giving them, hey, you got the best one that you got, go ahead and give that one away. That's fine. It'll come back to you. It'll come back to you. You know, you sit there and you enjoy that sidekick while you say watch the movie out. Would it upset you if they wasted a cigar?
Most definitely.
Like, man, you know what you got right there?
Complain about it and throw it away. I'm like, but you charge it to the game.
Cut it all wrong. It's chipping and everything.
Yeah, but you ultimately charge it to the game. It is what it is. Comes with the territory. Everybody's not going to be into it, but you do a few good deeds, and then you find the person who does, who's drawn to it, and that's when it's all worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah. Hey man, so let's go ahead and get ready to wind it down a little bit, man. We're gonna cut it short today's episode. Did you have any final words on your cigar?
Oh man, I mean, same as before. We're here. It's a slow burn. Going into that second, third. Burns get a little bit more even. I'm kind of getting like you.
My man, look at you.
It evens out eventually, you know what I'm saying? But hey, steady Eddie, my fathers. You don't get what you know.
Right. All right, and same for me. Not a lot of change going into the second, third for this cigar. It is a very subtle, peppery note to it, but it's still real smooth. It's real smooth still, even with that being said. So I'm liking this. I'm gonna definitely try to finish this up after the show.
Is it something that you go back to?
Yeah, I like that. I would go back to it. I would go back to it before last week's cigar, But last week's cigar was good too. But I like this. This is
This one edging it
that
out.
medium body. Say
Okay.
what?
So this one edging it out a little bit.
Yeah, for me. But once again, I'm into a smooth smoke.
Hey,
I like it.
before we cut it, it's something I've been wanting to try. I picked up this Alec Bradley. I don't smoke Alec Bradley as much as I used to. I used to, it would be the higher rated one that I would see, and I would grab one from time to time, and I kind of slowed up on smoking Alec Bradley. But this Magic Toast I've been looking for a while.
Yeah.
I finally got my hands on it. So I think next episode, we're going to get into this one. I'm going to try this one out, see how this Magic Toast lives up to the expectation I had for it when I saw it.
I think I'll grab an Alec Bradley for next week also. I hadn't had one in a while. So
Wow, right.
do that. And you just make sure you keep your humidity right. So that cigar be in
give
its
it
best
a fair
condition.
shake. Give it a fair shake, right?
That is right.
All right.
All right, y'all. So I appreciate everybody tuning in for the show today. We are going to be going forward. Check us out at Vernons_cigars on Instagram. The show will be live on Saturdays, roughly around 2:30. Be patient with us. It could run a little later than that, but somewhere in the ballpark of 2:30. You can check us out. We'll be live. Come interact with us on the show, and we look forward to seeing you next episode.
All right. Cigars up.
Yes, sir.